Friends, hello. Are you well? I hope you're well. You should be excited because it is one of the most exciting times to be in the market right now. Not only the stock market, but the crypto market is going freaking berserk and breaking all-time records. Not to mention, a lot of these stocks that we're talking about are still breaking all-time highs. Even though today inflation report came out, inflation is killer, not good. It's back up. October, not good. That's what we expected. Job reports still in the dumpster. So I think it's obvious to say right now, the market is strictly 100% living off the fumes of what is to come here. And not to mention what was just a week or so ago, Trump winning the election, what's to come with Trump being inaugurated. So we're in this very limbo cycle right now where I think it's safe. It's dangerous to tell people like, hey, the market's going to sell off a lot. Like there's going to be a crash, but it's also very dangerous to tell people like, hey, maybe you should not buy stocks because it might go higher. Like even Tom Lee is saying this same rhetoric I'm saying right now. Like no one's ever been here before. We have not seen this. So this is anyone's guess at this point, but this is why no matter if you're buying in high right now, at least buy in high with stocks that are set to do parabolical numbers going into 2025. So that's what I want to focus on, and that's what I want to talk about here. Okay, these are not like catch wild dream stocks. These are stocks that are legit. These are companies that are going to make you a lot of money in the future, and that if you can hold them for a lengthy amount of time and keep compounding your money in them, they're going to do very well for you. Let's talk about Palantir real fast. I've talked about Palantir so much. I don't want to talk about it much more, but I do want to address some things here with Palantir. Palantir right now is it's relentless, man. It is just relentless. It is not selling off whatsoever. I mean, we're just not having any sort of sell-off right now with Palantir. It's not letting up whatsoever. And I said, I think it was last night where I see a bad inflation report, which we did. We could see Palantir perhaps sell off here. That could happen. Well, Palantir went, you know what? I'm going to break another record and I'm going to hit almost $62. So Palantir right now it has no mercy on us right now. I think a lot of us are like, can we at least just get back to $55 so I can put some money in it? So, this is the conversation with everybody. It's like, oh my God, like this stock is like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I know we're all saying this is insane here. So, I do want to address this. I don't normally say this, but investing.com, they put out a really good article today with Palantir. It was very, it wasn't a cutthroat article. It was very good. And they were pretty much saying the same thing. Like, this is just insane what we're seeing right now with Palantir. I mean, this is like a baby NVIDIA, and it's slowly becoming a teenager, and it could be an adult NVIDIA here within a year or so. I mean, that's literally where this thing is going. Not to mention, Trump is going to be taking over the White House here at the end of January, and what do we know from Trump's past that he loves to do? He loves to spend money on the military. So with Palantir already having military contracts, big ones, it would be no surprise to see Palantir just get even bigger contracts this coming year with our own military. So with that, here's a little bit of the article right here. You can look it up, but it's very, very long, very detailed. So if there's any questions, just so you can read it, and if somebody asks you like, what's so unique about Palantir? What is Palantir doing? They really dive in here and really break up things, put, black and white numbers, what's going on here. And, even right here where you see Palantir secured 104 deals each worth over $1 million. You do the math right there. These are telling you things of just, insane numbers are coming here. We haven't even made it to the thick quarterlies yet. I think that's what a lot of people know here going in 2025. That's why when we say Palantir is going to go to 70 to 80 to 90 to 100, I don't think it's going to be that long here. I think if we can see a bad day in the market here, which I don't usually say this, but I wish the market would just sell off here a little bit. I mean, just give us something here. Just sell off. Have a bad day, for God's sakes, because we want to buy into a lot of these stocks that are running hard right now. So here's bullet points things to really keep a track of right now with you as an investor. Okay. Palantir. Okay. Palantir is a solid investment. Okay. Palantir has grabbed huge deals this year. I mean, we're talking billion dollars here. Okay. More than that. The market cap is crazy right now. This is a company that at this moment has no ceiling. It has no competition. It has no one making it shudder. I mean, there's no rhyme, no reason for it to continue to, stop what it's doing. It's going to continue to do these parabolical numbers. Like I've said this many times, I remember just 3 months ago when people were like, Palantir's not going to go to $40. Palantir's not going to go to $35. There's no way Palantir's going to $50. And then what did Palantir do, over this year? We got another contract, a big one. We're going to go in the S&P 500. Alex Karp came out, saying some secrets, some stuff's going on. They released the biggest quarterly they've ever released. By the way, the next one will probably be even bigger. Not to mention Trump won, and Trump loves spending money on the military, and Palantir, that is their crop right now. So it's sad to say $50 to $60 may be cheap right now for Palantir. As insane as that sounds, I don't think we're going back to the 40s at this point. Like, I think 40s are like, see ya, like, bye-bye. I didn't think it would be this soon, but the 30s are definitely gone. 40s, I don't know that we're going to see 40s again. It may be 3 months from now, and we're going like, God, I wish you would go back to 60. That's how severe the situation is right now with Palantir, where, usually what we see with a lot of these AI companies, they get like a few big deals. Like, whoa, I got that really big, got that big deal over here with this company, and that's really going to push quarterlies into, the next level where we want to be. Kind of what we're going to talk about with SoundHound. But Palantir has captured hundreds of those deals. Like, this Palantir hasn't got like a handful of good deals this year. They've gotten tons of good, like every deal they get is like 1 million, 5 million, billion. I mean, it's ridiculous what the company is doing right now. So, friends, listen, I like so much. Everyone's buying Palantir. You know why everyone's buying Palantir? Because they know Palantir is going to continue to go up. That's why, and they don't want to miss out on it. All right, what's going on here? All right, SoundHound. Let's break down SoundHound here and what has happened here. So SoundHound just yesterday, came out with their quarterlies, okay? And they were good. They were good. They were what we wanted to be. They were like mid-grade. They were mid-range face melting. They weren't like, oh my God, but they were good. They beat expectations. They were good. There were some issues like detail-wise in the quarterlies that analysts are breaking apart. But all in all, it's a solid company. It's a solid investment here, especially how cheap it's going to be. So this is what we wanted to see. They made quarterlies. There were some things here there, but all in all, SoundHound is continuing to show that like they've hit a different gear. They're going in some big numbers here, and this is why I've been saying for the last 6 months, I truly believe SoundHound is going to be the dark horse of 2025. I think it's going to be 6 months from now. We're going to be deeper into some earnings with SoundHound, and SoundHound's going to go from $5 to $15, and people are going to be like, what's this SoundHound company? I really think that's where we're going to be with SoundHound. It is going to really shock people how fast, once it starts moving here, it's going to move fast. And it's already showed signs of that so far. So SoundHound today, people bought the new, they bought in and then they sold it. However that saying goes here, I can't think of it, but essentially what happened here, the run up to the earnings here, people bought in heavy with SoundHound. It sold under $8. We've seen SoundHound around $7, $8 before, back earlier in the year when Nvidia made that huge investment in them. But since then, SoundHound, since that moment, was playing around the $6 to high $4 range, and $5 being kind of the middle ground range here. So at this point, SoundHound's selling back off, but I don't look at this as bad. I look at this as this is good. This is good. What I'm really interested in can SoundHound hold this, 550 range? Can SoundHound, hold a $5 range here, at least a middle ground to a high $5 range here? That's what I'm really interested in, and I think it will. I think we're going to see some new levels of SoundHound here. I think, this $5.50 to $7 will be the new range for SoundHound here until we get a little deeper into, closer to the next quarterlies. But as long as SoundHound continues to release these bigger quarterlies, this is how it's going to get more expensive. It's kind of like what we've been watching with SoFi. Obviously, two different companies. So for the person writing the comment, this is, water and wine, completely two different things. But saying that, SoFi for so long kept releasing good quarterlies. I mean, it was just like good quarterly, beat expectations, good quarterly. And the stock it couldn't get rolling. But finally, it got like one big deal. It got, an excellent quarterly, not to mention a few of the things that happened with it. But that's really where SoundHound is laying right now. It's a company that's meeting what it needs to meet. It's beating expectations right now. It's expected to double its earnings next year, which is really good. But not to mention, it's very close and very tight with NVIDIA, which is a very, very, it's a key thing right now for investors. I know that. So SoundHound's it's a solid run here in the next year. I think it's worth the squeeze if you have capital to hold in it. I think it's worth the squeeze here. It may take a minute. That's kind of that's my only thing with Sound. And I'm talking to you as a fellow investor with SoundHound here. I'm going to be doubling up my investment in it. But I do suspect that it may take a minute to run here. Now, obviously, I hope I'm wrong and I hope it runs like crazy. But I would not be surprised to see SoundHound to sell off a little more, find the bottom, and then start to work its way back up from there, find another bottom, work its way up here. So that's why I said I wouldn't be surprised to see SoundHound play around this $5.50 to somewhere $7 range here on a good day. And hopefully the new low will be somewhere in a low $6 range, which is good. It's really good because, the last 3 months, SoFi was playing around $3, $4, and $5 was the high. So it's showing signs that SoundHound is a solid investment. It's moving up. But, when we talk about AI companies with SoundHound here, what SoundHound is bringing in compared to other AI companies, it's obviously like, peanuts, sadly to say. It's a lot of money. But, compared to just one Palantir deal to SoundHound's, yearly earnings, it's obvious that this is a lot smaller company. But friends, going into this next generation of investing, we know that AI is going to be the leading front runner with everything. Okay, this is trillion dollar thing that's going to happen here to the world, to the market here with AI. Right now, you're looking at a very, very particular, keen opportunity right in front of you right now with SoundHound. The company's bringing in good quarterlies. We're expected double revenue at this moment for next year. It could go even more. Like I said, SoundHound's just waiting for that one thing to happen. And this is how things get very expensive out of nowhere. SoundHound's doing what it's supposed to do. It's meeting quarterlies. It's raising everything. Things are going great. The wheels are spinning here. But out of nowhere, some company steps in and they go, hey, we want to make a deal with you. Or like this year, like we saw, NVIDIA went, hey, we want to invest a few $1 billion in SoundHound. What happened there? Well, the stock shot up to $9 almost. If SoundHound steps in again here, I think it's going to be something more significant. And of course, the whispers are out there that NVIDIA could buy SoundHound. Could they? Of course they can buy SoundHound. I mean, NVIDIA can do what they want to do. They can buy part of the world. They have all the money. Do what you want to do. But me personally, I think from everything I've seen, and I've been trailing this company and following the breadcrumbs with this company, I think it's going to be the dark horse of 2025. I think by the summer of next year, as long as we keep seeing these good quarterlies and potentially things that I don't know about at this point, I think SoundHound is going to be the dark horse where it's going to come up from the back and it's going to be a top contender for a lot of these AI companies that are, leading the charge of next year. I'm not saying this is going to be a quadruple billion-dollar company here. I'm just saying this is going to be a company that's really going to surprise people for their earnings this time next year. So, and that's what we're betting on. Just the worst case scenario, you buy in right now, and this time next year, SoundHound has moved to a $10 to $15 mark. If you can put enough capital in, that's a heck of a move. And then on top of that, if we're already at $10 to $15 by this time next year with SoundHound, that's pretty much telling me that SoundHound has accomplished a really good year and that they more than likely are going to quadruple for 2026. And then we're going to be talking about, $20, $25. So we're going to be in a different 2026 market. I can't even imagine what that's going to look like at this point. So friends, that is my scuff, my bluff, my whatever on SoundHound here. I am heavily in it. So friends, I wish you well. I wish you luck. It is a heck of a time to be an investor. It's exciting, very exciting. Wow, what a roller coaster we're living in right now with this market. This is stuff we're going to be telling our grandchildren about. I was there when the market did this, when this company did this, and I made this move. It's fun. Investing's fun, and that's the thing that's addicting about it, especially when it's going so well and you see opportunities lying right before you. Friends, take care. Bye-bye.